Hi, thanks for stopping by to watch me, Leah, cook kosher. Today I'm going to show you how to make another simple apple dessert perfect for the holidays coming up. An apple raspberry crisp. And this one is even more simple than the apple crown, the Dutch apple pie, the regular apple pie, because why? It's straightforward into the bowls, no crust, okay? And you can also make it ahead and freeze it before you bake. As with many things we make that have apples, we need to peel and slice apples. And of course, I'm going to get out my wonderful kitchen utensil that peels, slices, and cores all in one easy step. Simply take an apple, attach it to the core, and crank. I'm just going to keep going until I've used up about 2 pounds worth of apples. Just slip it off. I want my apples to be, well, smaller in size, so I'm just going to go ahead and break them in half. Now, here are my apples, all lovely, even slices. I'm going to add lemon juice to my apples to keep them from getting brown while we're making our topping. Just squeeze a little bit. Looks like I have a little bit of a seed there. Just take that out and toss. Now I've washed my raspberries. Commercially, we're not able to use raspberries unless we cook them down to a mash, and that's pretty much what's going to happen to these while they're in the oven. But I have washed and checked them for bugs. I'm adding my raspberries to my apples and giving them a gentle toss. And I'm going to go ahead and just transfer them right now into my baking dish. Give that a quick spray. And I'm just going to load these in a little bit in a controlled way, just so I can try to get all of them in there. Push them down so your dish looks full after it comes out of the oven. Okay, that looks like the perfect amount. Just make it nice and flat. Now that we have our apples and raspberries in the bowl, we can make our topping. Brown sugar, a little bit of flour, and I think I already told you this, but remember, the recipe's online, leahcookskosher.com, so just go there, you'll find all these ingredients, okay? Oatmeal, and just a little bit of cinnamon. I'm going to give that a little bit of a toss, and then we'll add our little bit of margarine cubes. Now, if you're making a dairy meal, you can go ahead and use butter, because how bad can it be with real butter? I mean, it's going to be awesome. But this, we use margarine because I'm going to be serving this with a meat meal. And if you're not part of the kosher keeping audience and you don't understand what makes this kosher, simply what makes it kosher is I am using ingredients that are already authorized by the rabbis, and then I'm making it dairy-free so I can have it with the meat meal. So all I have to do now is take my pastry cutter and start working that margarine in. Now, if you'd rather use the food processor, go ahead and process the margarine in with everything except the oatmeal, because you don't want to break your oatmeal down. I'm actually going to just reach in here and kind of crumble that with my fingers. And the more evenly dispersed all that margarine is, the more delicious your crumble topping will be. And of course, this will bake right into the juices of the apples and of the raspberries. Yum. Okay. This is a great way to serve a dessert if you don't know how to make a crust and you're not confident in doing that right now. Okay, that's starting to come together really nicely. But we don't want to stir it with a spoon. If you stir it with a spoon, you end up with a real pasty consistency, and that makes it really difficult to sprinkle over your apple raspberry mixture. Now, of course, this type of a crumb topping works on top of any combination of fruit. You could do peach and blueberries, apple and blackberries, blackberries alone. I love blackberries. Anyway, we're going to heap this on because that's all going to bake down. And I mean heap, because the margarine will melt, the flour, sugar, all of that's just going to sink right into your apples. And just when you thought I had enough, more. Perfect. Okay, now be sure to bake on a cookie sheet, especially one lined with parchment paper if you have. That'll keep all those juices that run out from sticking either to the pan itself or to the bottom of your oven. And then that, makes that big smoky smell. At any rate, we're going to pop that gorgeous baby into the oven, 400 degrees. I'm guessing 40, 45 minutes, but we'll just make sure that our apples are nice and tender when we pull this out. See you back here in 40 minutes. It smells, of course, fabulous. Now, I did put a foil on there because I felt it was getting too brown, and it also helped to speed up cooking those apples. We'll see how tender they are by using this knife. There's a little bit of pressure, but that's okay because those apples are going to keep cooking while it cools down a bit. Yeah, looks fabulous. Still very, very hot to the touch. You can see how those juices have combined with the raspberries to form a pretty pink around the edges. Whew, you got it. No one would ever know it was your easy alternative to an apple pie because this crisp is gorgeous.